Welcome back to the show. Our guest tonight is the author of The Areas of My Expertise. And he's here to promote his new book, More Information Than You Require. And will you please welcome John Hodgman.
Thank you, Keel. It's really great to be back. How are you?
It's very nice to have you here, and I'm really glad that I could give you such a good intro here. And
it was fantastic.
Yeah. Well, you coached me.
We actually had to redo it about 5 times.
Yeah.
You people didn't see that.
And believe it or not, that's our best one. So the audience is going to have to accept it.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
There is an audience here, by the way. They'll be very, very quiet.
Yeah. We should stipulate that people who are watching this, they shouldn't think that the audience doesn't like you, but it's just that we actually have no one here. And,
well, it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
It is 8 o'clock in the... No, what are you talking about? This is BU Tonight, John. BU Tonight.
No, it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. There's just no way to... I must acknowledge reality.
That's true.
It is 8 o'clock in the morning. You guys wanted to have me in at a regular hour, but it didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to come back. This is the only time we could find. But that's okay, because this is the Comedy Magic Hour.
This is like the #1 spot for you to hit on your tour, too. This is like the biggest show you have to do.
Well, I promised that I would come back, and I did.
You did. And
Goodbye.
Oh,
what? No.
It's okay. I could just... Okay. Now, you were on the show before, and
yes.
The last interview, as far as it was received...
You're going to speak of the controversy.
The controversy. Why don't you speak of the controversy with our former host, Christian Lynch?
Yes. Well, I came on the show, and I had a wonderful time. I felt like everyone had an okay time. I had a wonderful time. And then there was a YouTube clip of me on the show, and a lot of the comments suggesting that Christian and I were having some big argument. Well, and I thought we were just having a really nice conversation in which I was yelling at him, which is the way I always have conversations. But, you know, that also was a very early morning show.
Yeah.
And we were just, it was a little feisty, but it was great. We were just having a little fun. But people on YouTube seemed to feel like it was, I was being a dick.
Yes, arrogant.
Yes.
Is another word.
An arrogant dick.
Yes.
Shut up for a second, and I'll try to tell the story properly. So I wanted to come back, and because people thought that maybe I didn't like the fact that I was there. People thought that I was angry at Christian. People think a lot of things that are going on in my head, but really very little is going on in my head. All that usually is going on in my head is, I can't believe it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
That is exactly what's
24 hours a day for some reason. I don't understand it. But I'm really glad to be back.
And we're glad to have you back. This is great of you to come here. And,
Thank you very much.
We're actually just going to talk about how glad we are to have you back. So
okay.
I'm really, really, really glad to have you back.
I know. Well, I'm glad we got rid of Christian, first
Yeah.
of all, because that guy was a jerk.
Well, yeah, at some point we said to take him up behind the shed and just...
Whoa, easy.
Okay, you're absolutely right.
He was a very sweet guy. He's working in television now.
He is.
That warms my heart.
Doesn't it?
I'm glad that he is succeeding in his chosen field.
Yeah, I'm pretty indifferent.
Okay, good. Well, it's a cutthroat field. I'm sure you want to destroy him and take his place.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Just
as you already have.
Exactly.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
For deposing Christian. Already it's going much better. You have 2 chairs now instead of that couch.
That couch was awful.
You know, whatever. It's not the worst couch I've ever sat on.
Right.
It's probably the worst couch I've ever sat on television.
Yeah. Well, you needed a place to stay that night, so we let you sleep on that couch.
That's true. And it was great. It was very comfy.
I'm really sorry we had to put you through that.
I found a Baby Ruth bar in it, and that was my breakfast.
Oh, that was mine. It was half eaten, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I didn't want the whole thing, so
yeah.
it was great.
So it's a good thing I helped you out with it.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the book a little bit.
Well, first of all, this book, The Areas of My Expertise, this is the old book. This is the old technology. This is garbage now.
Okay.
Look at this. Nice, new book.
Hardcover.
Hardcover.
You could hit somebody over the head with this, and it would really probably hurt.
Don't hit me.
Okay, I'm not going to hit you.
Okay. I know you guys want more YouTube hits, but please don't do it by hitting me. Go ahead. Go on. Do it.
Now,
I can take it. Go. Do it. Hit the rock. Oh, yeah.
The Rock?
I just got a lot more knowledge.
Can you say that with a Sean Connery accent? Like, hit the rock?
No.
Okay. Good.
I don't mean to be a dick. But
no, everyone's going to be like on YouTube, oh, John Hodgman wouldn't do a Sean Connery.
Wouldn't do Sean Connery.
What an arrogant ass. Now, what compels you to write a book of...
Can you do it in the Sean Connery accent?
I used to do it for my dad.
Yeah.
But my dad thinks anything I do is funny. Welcome to your best good speed. That's my Sean Connery. It's not good. We should move on.
You need to slow it down a little bit.
Your best good speed.
What is that from?
That's from The Rock.
That's from The Rock, too?
That's from The Rock.
Is that all you do? You do Sean Connery from The Rock, and that's it?
Yeah, it's really the only
You
thing
don't
I
get
recognize.
Red
that he-
October in there?
No, no Red October. Strictly
Okay.
The Rock. It's the only thing I recognize.
No
he
James
did.
Bond? That's what people usually do.
No.
I like it, The Rock. Good.
Yeah.
Well, you have a specialty.
Well, Nick Cage has never done anything bad, so I like to stick with that.
That's an interesting perception of reality
An
that you
interesting,
have.
incorrect perception.
I do like. No, I like Nick Cage quite a bit.
Do you?
Did you ever see Vampires Kiss?
I've never seen Vampires Kiss.
There was a long period of time when he was making really out there movies, and he was considered to be an eccentric character actor. And then he he's had an amazing career, and then he sort of morphed into this action hero, and now he is, I mean, his movies are driven entirely by foreign box office, is what I hear. You mean out there in Hollywood,
do
where
you think
I travel
Bangkok
now.
Dangerous did very well in Bangkok?
I don't know, but he's huge throughout the world, and you know his movies will do fantastically well all around the world and do okay here. That's true. But you know, he was. Did you ever see him in the Moonstruck?
I've never seen him in Moonstruck.
He was great in Moonstruck.
I am not a Nick Cage aficionado.
What?
No, I'm sorry. I'm all about Sean Connery and The Rock, not really about Nick Cage.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, you were saying when you were hitting me over the head.
Yeah, as I was hitting you over the head with this book, how do you come up with all, like, you have 700 mole man names.
Really,
in
if we
here.
want this on YouTube, you ought to hit me in the testicles.
Oh, well, yeah, well, we're going to have it like where you're like really not paying attention, then I'm just going to fling the book at you because it's always best when they don't know what's coming.
That's good.
Yeah, so we'll probably do that. Now you're getting
You were
praise.
saying.
You're getting praise for this book. Ricky Gervais said it's funny and clever, and that you have the face of a giant baby.
Yes.
Which is really just the best you can do.
Ironic that Ricky Gervais would say that, since he is a big baby.
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais is one of the people that I have met since accidentally going on television. I mean, you know, when I met Christian, well, frankly, I want to say again, I'm very glad he's gone. I had just been on television for a very short period of time. I had written the first book, and I went on The Daily Show to promote it. And the next thing I know, they were asking me back as a semi-regular contributor. And then that led to a series of commercials that you may have seen.
I've never seen you in any
And then,
commercials.
oh, really?
No.
Oh, no, they're fantastic. Oh, hang on a second. I'm getting a call on my iPhone.
Oh, okay. So you actually get paid
Hello?
for this
Yeah, I'm doing BU tonight. I can't talk right now. You know what? Actually, I can talk. How are you?
John.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. Just talking on my iPhone.
Oh, so.
Do you have one of these? These are
I
fantastic.
do not have an iPhone. I guess I'm not in the Get a Mac campaign, so.
What's that? I don't even know what you're talking about. I just happen to be using my favorite technology.
I sometimes have to remind myself that you're actually selling Macs in that commercial, because in my opinion, you're doing a good job. I have a PC, and in my
Yes.
opinion, you're selling the PC to me, because like you're cool and you're funny.
But you already own it.
I do.
And I bet you didn't buy it, did you?
Mommy did.
Yeah. So it's already that job is already done. Now
Yeah.
it's my job to convince you to switch to a Mac.
Do they pay you strictly in iPhones?
Yeah, I get a bouquet of iPhones every morning.
That's wonderful.
I know, it's fantastic. I don't know what to do with them. I'm building them into a countertop in my new kitchen.
College kids do that, except with beer bottle caps.
Yeah, well, it's better with iPhones, college kids. Give that a try.
Do you hand them out on the street to hobos to try to fix your reputation among them?
Now, see, that's a misconception. When I wrote about hobos in the first book, I was talking about a specific self-identified subculture of vagrants from the Great Depression. And that is what I consider to be a hobo.
Okay.
Because I'm very sensitive, because a lot of people, particularly in Canada, hobo is synonymous with, you know, homeless person or what have you. And people were thinking that I was writing a big book of jokes about homeless people, which is terrible. I wouldn't do that. I'm not a monster. Even though I've been a monster on this show now twice, I'm not
Yeah.
actually a human monster.
Right. You know.
So then I wrote this new book, and I thought to myself, well, it's time to do something else. And in the first book, I had made passing reference to the mole men who live beneath the earth and who had first settled Virginia and built their mole-manic palace of Monticello.
Of course, it's common knowledge.
Yes, and I said, well, I'm going to tell you about more about mole men in the future. So I felt that was a promise I had to keep, because, as you know, I keep my promises.
You do keep your promises. You're
this
here
book.
back on BU Tonight for the second time.
Exactly. So I wrote this whole big long section about the mole men and how they live beneath the earth and how they secrete a luminous slime, and that they're half blind and have giant tusks, and they wear beautiful powdered wigs and write declarations of independence, and first taught Thomas Jefferson how to write a Declaration of Independence, and this whole thing. And I'm like, at least no one will accuse me of making fun of homeless, disadvantaged people on this. And then one of the first questions I got was, are you making fun of the mole men who live in the New York City subways? Because apparently that's what
There's
like,
really
oh,
people
I
that do
can't
that?
win.
Yeah, no matter what, you have to like.
But I'm very lucky.
You have to stick to people who maybe made up things that live on another planet, because I think then you should be all set.
I don't know what to do about it. So, but I'm very lucky. And Ricky Gervais, for example. So, unexpectedly, I had this job becoming an actor, which was, you know, I've paid dues in my life as a literary agent, as a writer, as a cheesemonger.
Cheesemonger, that's a tough job.
I've put in the hours. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But as a performer, I'm quite a neophyte, and I have a disproportionate amount of incredible, happy, surreal success in that regard, and I get to meet my heroes all the time, including Ricky Gervais.
Oh, they were going to say me.
And you, Keel.
Thank you very much.
It's fantastic to see you finally. It's a dream come true.
Well, you know, you've been sending me all those emails and those pictures, and I say that third one went a little too far. I'd appreciate it if you kept your shirt on from now on.
Oh, well, no, okay, no problem.
All right.
Yeah, I've got a shirt that just looks like my naked body. So
Oh, that's what it was.
perfectly.
Okay, I was trying to tell. I mean, the picture was a little fuzzy, so I couldn't exactly get a good read on it. Now, since this is a political...
Have you had Ricky Gervais on the program? I bet he'd be happy to come here.
You think so?
Yeah, he's a very, very nice guy, extremely generous guy.
All right, so since you know...
Face of a giant baby.
Face of a giant baby. Why don't you use your little contact and get Ricky Gervais to come
Hang
to
on
us?
1 second.
Oh, call him on your iPhone. Oh,
He's on his way.
That's him punching numbers. Okay, thank you very
Let's
much.
just punch those numbers.
That's good, because we got another taping later.
That's my code, my Ricky Gervais booty call. Come on, I'm doing a talk show. Come over. He did his movie here in Massachusetts, his most recent movie.
Yeah.
In May.
Movies are all over the place in Mass now.
Oh, really? What's shooting here? The Rock 2?
That's the only one I would know about. I don't exactly know titles. I'm not really hip to the scene.
We'll just call it The Rock 2. I don't know. It's some movie.
Now, you're from Brookline, so you're a
Yes.
Mass native. And,
I grew up but blocks from here.
But blocks?
Yes.
And you worked at the Calvin...
Calvin Coolidge.
Calvin Coolidge Theater. The Coolidge Corner Theater.
The Coolidge Corner Theater.
It's alliterative either way.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think it had to have been named for Calvin Coolidge,
Right.
don't you think?
Yeah, I'm alliterative, and I'm also illiterate.
Oh, you,
so.
yeah. Oh, okay. Very good.
So you work there, and now you do your book signing there.
Yes, last night.
That's good. So if that
Don't
means
go. Don't go. It's over.
It wouldn't matter if we were doing this last night.
It was last night. I was
because
working, yeah.
This won't air for 3 more months, so.
Oh, fantastic.
People would have no chance of going to catch you.
Perfectly timed.
Now, if I worked at a gas station back home where I grew up, does that mean
Yeah.
that that's where I'm going to do my book signing?
What's that?
I
Yes.
worked at a gas station.
What's
Okay.
your book on?
I don't know yet. Apparently, you can write anything.
Is it a book of your impersonations of Sean Connery from The Rock?
It's going to
It's
be a book of the.
It's just a screenplay of The Rock. It's just like please imagine me doing Sean Connery's voice. Signed, Keel.
It's a screenplay of me just going crazy and like slowly becoming Sean Connery because I do the impression too much.
What gas station did you work at?
I worked at a Getty,
Nice.
particularly Abe's Getty. Get the gas from there. I don't know which camera.
Not many people work at gas stations anymore.
No. It's
What camera are we in, by the way? Which is the 2-shot? Raise your hand. There are 2 people raising their hands. Number 2, hello. How are you? Now there are more people raising their hands. You don't even have a camera. Hello. It's nice to be on television with you this morning, evening, whenever this airs.
We can, just so you know, we can edit it in post.
Let's just keep that up. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Thank
keep
you
that
very
up.
much.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
That's what it looks
I'm
like.
going to, this is my horse. I'm going to hide my face behind it. So we're actually going to edit it out in post so that it looks like, you don't look like a giant baby face.
Thank you.
We'll make sure, because you've been so good to us, that we want to accommodate you in every way possible.
No,
Unless
you need to show me warts and all.
Okay.
That is the transaction when I go on television.
Show you in
or
your
when,
full
when
grotesqueness.
anyone goes on television, or if you submit yourself to an interview or whatever, you have to give of yourself. You have to just let them do what they're going to do. You can't control it.
You are so wise.
It's just the way it is.
And
that's the I lead a very lucky, charmed life. I can't.
I love Lucky Charms, personally.
I know they're fantastic.
It's a great cereal.
I like the moons.
Now, all that wisdom is in this book. And one more thing before we go, I want to talk about is that since it's election
Where are you
year,
going?
I'm
here all hour.
Yeah, we're gonna have you here all day.
Yeah.
You talk about like politics in here. You go into a lot of the presidents, and actually apparently
Not a lot of the presidents.
all the presidents.
All of the
And apparently
presidents.
some of the presidents had hooks. And William Howard Taft was a woman.
No, that's not true.
I believe it's in the book. John.
Oh, you know what? That's right. That's an interesting typo, because I make a big chart of all the presidents because I'm trying to help people. Because as a Hollywood insider, I've seen the script for the remainder of the campaign, and it's pretty exciting. So I know what's going to happen, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But I'm like, if you look at the precedents of all the presidents who have come before, you might be able to get a sense of a pattern emerging. And so I list all of the presidents and their nicknames and their humanizing details and whether or not they had a hook for a hand. And then I also in the chart have whether or not they're a woman and whether or not they are black. And almost all of them are no. There are 9 that have hooks for hands, of course. But almost all of them are not. All of them are not women. Mm-hmm. And only one of them was black. Bill Clinton, our first black president.
Well, yes, he played the saxophone. So.
Exactly. There you go. But there was a typo in the William Howard Taft section in which he was identified as a woman.
So you really didn't want to say that William Howard Taft was a woman?
No, that was an unintended bit of fake trivia.
Because you actually you led people to believe that all fat people were in fact women. All fat
no,
men
I
were
did
in
not.
fact women.
I did not. And then this is something that I addressed in the book. Look, we all know that William Howard Taft was very fat, okay? I'd like to get, we all know he got stuck in his own bathtub. We all know that he had to get a new bathtub, and then he got stuck in that one too because he filled it up with cream cheese and he ate his way out. We all know he had a cow on the White House lawn to get fresh milk, and occasionally he would prick it and drink blood straight from its neck like a Maasai warrior, and then the cow disappeared and they discovered he farted it out later. We all know the Oval Office was originally round until he got in it. We all know that he used to keep a bucket of live frogs by his resting slab in the Oval Office and would eat them while having cabinet meetings and just eat them compulsively. He was fat. He was a big fat man, but let's get over that.
We need to move on.
That joke is so finished that, what about the fact that he had a ridiculous mustache?
That's true.
And he was the last president to have a mustache, ridiculous or no.
Do you think a handlebar mark?
That's why they called him Lardstache.
He's always getting lard in his stash.
Yeah, I just feel bad because there's so many good mustache jokes about Taft that are overlooked because he was a great big fat man.
Well, that sort of stuff happens.
And he was not a woman, no hook for a hand, and surprisingly, he was not an African American.
Which is uncommon in those days.
But the point is, you look at all of those presidents, and you realize that for all of the strange eccentricities between them and the political ideologies, this is really a remarkable election because. Yeah. The profile of who is going to be president or vice president next is going to be historic no matter which way it goes.
No matter what.
Yes.
So we're in a pretty important time.
Because Sarah Palin has a hook for a foot.
Does she?
That's never happened in America before.
You heard it here first. Sarah Palin with a hook for a foot.
Hook foot, they call her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now, so since you went on The Daily Show and you became a
famous minor television
personality, you kind of joined the show, you became the resident expert.
Yes.
Second time on our show,
what?
Maybe you become our resident expert?
Oh, you're inviting me to?
I am inviting you.
Sure. Every time I have a book tour or I'm in town, I will come by and be a resident expert.
Okay, the next host probably will be somebody different, so you can trash me just like you trash Christian.
I'll be glad when you're gone. No, I don't mean that. I meant to say that next time. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when you're not here.
It's okay.
I apologize.
We'll fix that in post.
I was just thinking ahead to our next meeting.
All right, well,
or my next meeting with this desk and whatever new chair or divan that you have here.
It was a different desk last time, so it could be a new one.
Was it a different desk?
Yes.
It all looks much better. And you're wearing Periel's portfolio, I presume?
I am wearing Periel's portfolio.
I really like it.
Every time I walk into the studio, there's always a reporter asking me, Keel, who are you wearing? It's always the same.
I know.
I wear the suit every time.
It's the same suit every time.
It's the only suit I own. Well, we want to thank you very much for coming in.
It is absolutely my pleasure.
The book is More Information Than You Acquire. Go pick it up. And
I look very much to coming back next time.
When the future BU Tonight staff looks forward to having you.
Give me another hit. Go on.
One more for the road.
Oh, I know so much more now. You don't even have to read it. It's just through shock osmosis you get information.
That's exactly how reading should work.
Please don't hit yourselves. What camera am I in now? What camera am I in now? You again? Listen, don't hit yourself with my book. I don't want to get lost. I don't want to get sued. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, John Hodgman.
Thank you,
Stick
Keel.
around. We'll be right back.